So my first question is, if somebody who doesn't climb at all, how would you explain to him what climbing is like?
Well, I think one of the really special things about climbing is, well, of course, it's a sport, but it's much more than just a physical activity. It's really like a lifestyle. And of course, like everyone here climbing in the gym, that's how I started as well, climbing indoors. But really, it's has taken me far beyond that and to so many different places around the world. So it's really a way to experience life and meet people and explore the planet. And yeah, so for me, I can say my entire life is connected to climbing in some way.
Yeah, but if I would play soccer, I could have these experiences too. So what's so special about climbing, the feeling of climbing?
Well, climbing is it's an activity that's very healthy for you. You know, it's a really good exercise. You're working on your entire body, but I think it's really special in that it's not a competitive sport. Of course, we have competitions and stuff, but anyone who wants to go climbing can experience really the essence of climbing, whether it's climbing the maximum difficulty or they're just beginners. It's really just about pushing your own personal limits. And I think one of the things that really sets climbing apart as well from more traditional sports like soccer is that, yeah, taking soccer as an example, if you play soccer here or in Spain or in anywhere else in the world, it's the same lines, the same, everything is the same shape. But in climbing, everywhere you go, it's totally unique. So the climbing in Germany or the climbing in Spain or the climbing in California, or everywhere in the world, there has totally unique places. And I think that's what makes every route we climb is something different, and that way it's never the same thing and it never gets boring.
And if you stay inside in a gym like this, what's special about that?
Well, I think one of the really special things about climbing in a gym is that we don't have to go to the rocks. It's like bringing the rocks to us, you know. It's a really I think that's why there's so much growth in the sport of climbing through indoor climbing, because it's making climbing so much more accessible to the general public. And so I think this is one of the big benefits. I mean, this is how I started climbing, was in a gym, because where I'm from, we don't have so much rock. But yeah, I think it's a great controlled environment to learn about climbing. And yeah, there's a lot of people that only go climbing indoors, and it's really developing into almost its own sport, that it's exclusive indoor climbers. And yeah, I think it just it goes to show how much climbing has evolved in the last 20 years since I started climbing, and seeing that yeah, it's really much more popular now and an accepted form of exercise and a more mainstream sport than it was before.
And we have often discussion about who is a real climber, outdoor or indoor. What do you think about that?
I think climbing is a totally personal experience, and that's what's so nice about it. You don't have to compare what you're doing with somebody else's. It's just about your own personal experience. And if you're happy and having fun, then this is the most important thing. And as far as who are the real climbers, I think anyone who's passionate about it and enjoying it and has a smile on their face, whether they're climbing inside or outside, this is the spirit of climbing, is to be joyful and try your hardest. And yeah, it's, for me and for many people, it's more than just a sport. It's our community, and to be a part of that, and to be a positive part of that community, that's also really important. And I think one of the big differences that maybe people climbing indoors don't have to worry about, or they haven't had so much experience, is when we go outside climbing in nature, is that we have to really take care of nature in a different way. And so this is where some of the problems happen, when people don't know what's the proper way to go to the toilet, or they leave their trash, or parking problems and things like that we really need to be aware of and educate, especially the climbers that are starting in the gym, so when they do go outside, they they know the proper way of respecting nature and the rock.
I think a special thing about climbing is that we can climb together, children, young people and older people. Isn't it fascinating?
Absolutely, absolutely. I think it's really fascinating, and a special thing about climbing that it totally transcends age barrier, language barrier, cultural barrier. You know, you come to the gym, you see young kids and 4-year-old kids and 70-year-old adults, and it's the same thing. You travel around the world and maybe you meet people that you can't communicate in the same language, but you can connect with them and really identify with each other because you share the same passion. And I think that's one of the really special things about climbing, is that to meet climbers from different parts of the world and realize that we're not so different after all.
But there's a discussion about in which age you can start with hard climbing. So many children are just 6 years old. I guess you started with 12. Mm-hmm. Do you think there's point of time it's too early?
I think climbing is really natural for kids, and maybe there's an age limit as far as when is the appropriate time for serious training and stuff like that. I would say that 6 years old is a little too early for serious training and climbing, but there's a lot of 6-year-olds out there that are climbing really good. So I think that's the most important thing, is just to, especially at that young age, is to really have fun with it and not take it too seriously. Climbing is this activity that we do for our entire life. It's not like for example, gymnastics comes to my mind, where people train very specifically for specific goals, and once they reach these goals, say for example going to the Olympics, then the next step is you stop doing the activity. Of course, in climbing you have competitions, which is an amazing part of the sport, and I'm really happy to see that this side of the sport is advancing. But there's so much beyond that. So even once you're not a top competition climber, there's so many things to do. You can explore and climb on the rock and see different places. It's much more than just a competition. It's really open to whatever perspective and idea you have. You know, it's really personal, like I was saying, and whatever motivates you, you can find a way to express that through your climbing.
So it's not just a sport for somebody who wants to push its limits.
Yeah, so whether you're old or young, skinny or overweight, it's really the same experience of pushing our barriers, pushing our limits. And that's really what's, I think, amazing, that it's a sport that's so accessible for everyone.
So I learned you would say you should start climbing by fun. And is there a training program you would think would be useful?
Of course, there's a lot of training techniques, bouldering and campus sport and things like this that for sure are really effective in getting more power. And I mean, the bottom line is, if you want to get better, you have to work hard at it. There's different techniques that work better for some people, worse for some. For me, I never had a structured training program. It just was really like a passionate expression of, my enthusiasm for climbing. And even though I never followed a training regimen, I still have had to work really hard to get where I am. So I think that's the bottom line, is that if you want to get better, you have to push yourself, and you have to work hard at it. There's no magic formula. And
the topic of the nature, which landscape you love most?
One of my favorite places is climbing over the sea in Mallorca, for sure. It's just such a beautiful place to climb with the ocean and the amazing rock quality there. But I have so many favorite places. I love climbing in Sayus in France, and where I live in Catalonia, it's also so many amazing spots. And where I'm from in California, and all around the world. And like I was saying, that's the beauty of climbing, is that every place is unique, and so you can always keep enjoying it in some way.
I wondered because of you told somebody you lived next to the ocean in your hometown, and you loved Mallorca. So I thought, okay, why didn't he move to Mallorca but to North Spain? So is there an explanation?
That's a good question. Huh? I was when I started with my girlfriend Daila Ojeda. We were both traveling climbers at the time, but we decided we wanted to be in one place. And of course I was thinking that it would be nice to go to Mallorca, but it was getting close to winter time, and we were thinking, but it's going to be a really long, cold winter, and we have a lot of friends in Lleida, so we'll go to Lleida. And so somehow we just started building a life there, and building a community of friends, and it started to really feel like home. So after that, I still go quite often to Mallorca. It's only half an hour plane flight from Lleida.
So I guess for somebody from America, the States, it's just hopping.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's an European view to say, so far away, Mallorca. Right. Okay.
It's good to remember, sometimes we get trapped in our idea of what we can or can't do, but for me it's been really good to settle in one place and develop that feeling of home. But it's also good at certain times to get away and see different places and have a different perspective on your life and climbing, and so there's a time and place for traveling and for staying in one place.
My last question, I saw you yesterday watching the climbers, and there was a little boy. Did you see that little blonde-haired boy?
I think so, yeah. I saw several kids climbing yesterday, and yeah, it's so impressive. I mean, there's really talented kids coming into climbing, and I'm just so impressed, and it's so neat to see the evolution of climbing, that the climbers are just going to continue getting better and better. And yeah, it's inspiring and motivating for me too when you see these people that have such a fresh perspective on everything. And for me, I've been climbing for 20 years almost, and sometimes you get stuck in your same way of approaching the problem, and to see the young energy and so much motivation, it really wakes you up too, and it's inspiring.
Your wish for a climbing future?
Yeah, I feel like it's on a good path right now, but I hope everyone continues to respect the environment, and I hope the sport continues to grow, because I know how much climbing has affected my life in a positive way, and climbing is an activity that really has a profound effect on people's lives. It changes the way you look at the world, and in a positive way, I think. So I just hope it continues to grow and more people continue to get involved with it, and like I said, at the same time that this is balanced with appreciation and respect for the nature.